Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to another exciting and riveting and amazing Propagandacast for me, your host, Imperial Dane. The one, the only master propaganda hero, psych defender of the fatherland, off here to a 1v1 on Crossroads. To the north it is Prabuty, fighting for America, freedom, democracy. Here with the 2nd Infantry Division with Infantry Company, featuring riflemen, defensive structures, mortar half-tracks, Browning light machine guns, artillery barrages, and the priest self-propelled howitzer. In the south it is Ausar the Wahl, fighting for the Wehrmacht, Germany, Deutschland. Here with the let's just go with Panzerlehr Panzerdivision here with Encirclement, featuring ambush training, stormtroopers, break supply line, break through, and close the pocket. And as always, a big hearty thanks to my supporters, my Patreon people there on Patreon. Big thanks to all those. Other people can join the ranks by Patreon, or they can donate via PayPal. Links in the description. Keeps me doing what I do on a daily basis, so big thanks to all those. Or you can finally just comment, like, share, subscribe. That helps out too a bit there. But anyways, Route Squad map on the eastern side here for Prabuty, relations to the west. And note, by the way, also the Wahl, he's actually going up the west side here on the map. Like typically, again, you'll see the southern player focus on the eastern fuel pump, but Ausar here is basically heading hard west. And it's enough, Prabuty's kind of heading eastwards there. So they were both hoping to mess with the other player's capping order, and instead they just sort of managed to basically bypass each other, which is definitely a bit unusual. Ha! Those goddamn Krauts will never see this one coming. Ha! Seize for Dante Amerikaner. They'll never see this for... God damn it. It's like, they're just standing there as just complete crickets. So, bit of an interesting opening here. Worth noting, no sandbags here from Prabuty, despite having gone for command last allowed for sandbags, meaning the pioneers are busy with a lot of sandbags here, forming up a little wedge position there to form up a formidable redoubt of German ingenuity. It's just a bunch of sandbags, Jürgen. Calm down. Mines here from Prabuty very early on there. Sandbags as well there. Thumbs up there by an American player actually using mines. Gunners moving up here. Others moving towards the centre. 4th Gunneer squad here for Ausar. No machine guns as yet. He may still go for them. There's definitely some players who just commit though to just a lot of grenadiers and then kind of skip on the machine guns. We'll have to see which of these players Prabuty is. As for Ausar, Prabuty, obviously he's not going to go for machine grenadiers because he's playing against the Americans. He's going for a fast lieutenant though. Barbed wire as well on this sandbag redoubt. This fortress of canvas and sand. 3rd Route Squad there for Prabuty on top of the lieutenant, so going for full infantry ability as well. Meanwhile, we got to push for the northern Carpentry as Ausar swings in more infantry. Route Squad busy there. 4 Grenadiers, 1 Pioneer. Will it be tech? Will it be an MG42? Will it be a 5th Grenadier squad? Who knows? But up north here, rations they're being surrounded here by Ausar's forces. Pioneers swinging in there as the Grenadiers keep the rations there from being out of cover. 3rd Grenadier squad arriving here, and Prabuty's re-echelons are definitely sent to the re-echelons as they absolutely have nothing to hold up against all these Germans. We got mechanized command post there for Prabuty in the south here. Grenadiers about to run into an ambush here from the Route Squad. That said, note the way he's taking there. He's expecting the opponent to at least somewhat be there, so he took the best path he could in case there was there. That said, in the end, the Route Squad can still close in and push him back, but at least it negated some of the damage he could have taken. So, thumbs up there to Ausar. Meanwhile, another swing here, and Ausar's extended wedge there right and side. Prabuty's base, they're going for the Oaks and the Grenadiers here. Good push here by Prabuty. Ausar's Grenadiers, they're definitely being slowly routed. There we go. Flanked here and swarmed. Suddenly, Ausar's extended echelon of frontline Truppen here versus Prabuty is swiftly sent packing here as Prabuty in the 2nd Infantry strikes hard at the Panzerlehr. Pioneers going for the cover. We got volley fire there, but that's only going to be easy for the Pioneers. Though, of course, the Pioneers will be focused down hard here by Prabuty, and suddenly the map is swinging very much in favor of democracy here. The free world. Grenadiers moving in. Ambush camouflage here for Ausar. Tech done. Bunker on the way. No machine gewehren. Grenadiers on them. There we go. We do get the Rifleman against Route Squad. There we go. Prabuty did not move. And by sheer luck, somehow avoids a full wipe on that Route Squad despite eating an entire rifle grenade straight to the face and most of those gentlemen. Prabuty here rushing out the M20 utility car. There's definitely been a slight increase in players going for the M20, I feel like, as of late. Otherwise, moving in, hitting the car front, hitting the other points here. Nice aggressive swing here by Prabuty. Freedom and democracy. Cancels the M20. Instead goes for the ambulance. Guess I can see the logic there. Meanwhile, Ausar actually lost his pioneers and is forced to replace them before and go for light to mechanized company. Situation here for the German army is definitely a bit rough here. The initial Blitzkrieg there on foot kinda, well, ran into a ditch and broke its ankle. Or twisted it at the very least. 5th cal there for Prabuty. Ambulance out there. Going straight for the compromise. Prabuty has kindly left a bit of a parting gift. By parting gift, I mean the Germans will be parted from their lower extremities as they hit the mine. East side there, Grenadiers moving up here. Also would they like to make a nice company plus medic bunker here. Grabbing the western fuel point here. Interesting enough, did not wire off that part. I guess he just didn't feel like it's relevant. Don't worry, it's not like the Americans would use that part of the sandbags. You're an idiot, Helmut. Anyway, setting a mine there. Fritz und Jürgen gets the feet cleanly parted from the legs, plus the legs cleanly parted from the bodies. Grab the coffin, grab the some fuel point here. 5th cal there out for Prabuty. West side, they got race in the base with the tank. Check routes caught there, mining up the redoubt. Here, the triangle of sand and bags. Obviously, I mean, it's a really good position to mine. Like, in this regard, Ausar's definitely inadvertently, but ultimately has done it. He's basically just marked out, like, you know, this would be a great spot to mine. 2-2 here for Ausar. Routes caught attack, getting close here. Pioneers. Car-90 World Gunners versus Prabuty's infantry there, causing some heavy damage here to his men, forcing them back with furious feats of arms, and then go Lieutenant Season sent away from the German army. 2-2 halfway done here. Grab the eastern fuel point and the victory point. We got minesweepers up, since obviously if your opponent's laying down mines, you want minesweepers, especially with an American player, because if they start laying down mines, they will probably laying down more a lot of the time. We can already see one mine spotted there. Gonna need some arms in the center, more ambush camouflage here for Ausar. We'll have to see what he goes for next. There's been no sign of Panzergrenadier or anything else. Maybe he's planning Stormtroopers, who knows? But there you go. Prabuty with the M5A1 Stuart light tank here, ready to threaten the Krauts. We also got the light machine gun there. Weapon rack unlocked. Someone found the keys. Yeah, it was beneath all these donuts. Oh. Still light tank halfway done here. Armored car rushing in. I'll definitely force Ausar to have to go for a Pack 40. He could also go for another armored car, as 222s can take on a Stuart if you know what you're doing. But that said, it is tricky, and certainly Crossroads may be one of those maps where it can definitely be a bit tougher to achieve on average. So probably going to be a Pack 40 here for Ausar. Munitions wise, he's definitely not close to like a Panzer Strike solution to the Stuart light tank. So all the way though, M51 stood out here for Prabuty, Freedom and Democracy. Gunners repositioning a bit here. How many of his Gunners have been equipped with ambush camouflage? Almost all of them except for the freshest Grenadier squad there. Clearing out the mines, the RAF squad pushing in there. East side armored covers the 5th cal Stuart in as well there. Pack 40 is on the way for Ausar, but there's a good chance to lose the 2-2 here to the Americans if he's not careful. But there you go. Nice little sprint here from Ausar's Grenadiers, moving in there with a Pantherfaust, the surprise sprint Faust. Damaging the Indians too, but at the same time the southeast here, American forces are utterly overwhelming Ausar in the southeast. The lack of machine gun means it becomes a lot harder to deal with that much infantry. West side looks like it's going to make another push for the fuel point there, and of course he will likely get a bit of a surprise. 2-2 need repairs, Pack 40 ready here. Center there being seized by the Americans. Going to use as the advancing lieutenant. I imagine Prabuty will still be equipping his men with Browning light machine guns. Oh, they grabbed the point. They're not getting to Kirby Cover for now, at least. Got the eastern fuel point there, so once more, Prabuty is definitely getting the fuel advantage here over Ausar, and that's definitely something Ausar needs to rectify sooner rather than later. This could very quickly become a glorious American victory, starring Tom Hanks in a movie in 2023. More on the way there for Prabuty. Southeast here we got the Grenadiers Rifle Squad. Fix up the armored car. North we got the Grenadiers with the Stuart light tank. Lieutenant going for the carve point. Once more looking here to mess with the German supply strategy. Grenadiers with Rifle Squad here. Fortunately for him, Prabuty has not reached its grenade, so this could become a bit of a death trap for the Grenadiers. Armored car they once were striking for the German army and Deutschland. But what will Ausar do next versus Prabuty? What are his plans? His strategy here? As right now, Prabuty very much has Ausar here by the throat. And he's really struggling with fuel here. Armored car there rushing straight to the 5th cal there. Ausar is fearlessly dashing ahead for Deutschland. And we got weapon racks here for Prabuty. Interesting choice. I guess he wants bazookas. Which, I mean, can make sense. I kind of think it'd be more like just to go from like some armor first, but oh well. So what will Ausar do next? I mean, he definitely has a bit of manpower, so he can have some choices here. Panther's stormtroopers in this case, also quite good there. With MP40s, they can really even mark than enemy infantry. And could maybe get some wipes here versus Prabuty if Ausar plays his cards smartly here versus the Americans. But can he achieve it, though, of course, is the bigger question. We got Lieutenant here. There we go. Spawn the stormtroopers, of course, with sprint here, courtesy of encirclement. He can't get more easily closer, but there you go. Lieutenant already low in health. Is forced to retreat in the face of the stormtroopers and MP40s. Fire with great accuracy and great seal. Gunny's being swarmed with the Ralph Squad. There we got 3 light machines up there. It's a definite problem here for Ausar's infantry. A definite problem. Mortar there landing close to the Americans. Gunny's being hammered with the Stuart light tank. Casualties piling up here for Ausar as once more Prabuty swings in like a hammer of democracy against Ausar in this brick wall of the Third Reich. Could lose a Grenadier squad here, but that would be his only one with a light machine gun. But looks like fortune favours Ausar just a tiny bit. We got another Grenadier squad here, which apparently hasn't paid attention to. So theoretically, like a rifle grenade could maybe do the trick. Now, I think further happening in Ausar's base. Got the Americans pushed off here. Could go with fuel point now back for Deutschland. 5th cal popping back in the west side. We got the stormtroopers now making the move in the western fuel point here. As for Prabuty, no tech still here. No tech still. Back here, troop reinforcing healing. We do get tech though for Ausar. And there you go. The stormtroopers do hit the mine. The wire is also ruined. And Jürgen and Dieter is more crucially also ruined. And go force retreat and face the Stuart. 5th cal mortar covering the center. Eastern fuel point is seized here by Ausar's infantry. Prabuty there setting up with now 4 infantry squads equipped with the light machine guns. And of course, he can add a BA on top of them. Most players just typically never do. But like it means they technically get 2 light machine guns, which is, well, pretty good. We got there the tech for Ausar. Almost done. We'll have to see what he goes for. I expect, though, a Panzer IV here first. Or an Ostwind, maybe. Most likely a Panzer IV, because he's probably going to be, at this point, worried about enemy armor on top of enemy infantry. Of course, if he's seriously worried, he could go for the Stuke first, but my instinct is he's probably not going to go for the Stuke first here against Prabuty under the current circumstances. Meanwhile, another big push here for the Americans from the eastern side. Again, the lack of a heavy machine, it definitely makes it tough for Ausar to deal with all these swarming infantry assaults under Prabuty's command. In the center there, troops moving forwards there, having cleared it of any Germans. West side there, Gunny's about to get pushed off by the Americans as well here. Troops reinforced healing. The stormtroopers are going eastwards here. Getting closer to probably using the cover there. Thumbs up. And there you go. Ralph quickly falling back here. Again, do not take the MP40s with the stormtroopers lightly. They can deal a lot of damage very, very fast. Ralph got their pushback as well, but the stormtroopers and their mighty MP40s, their schmeizers. Troops enforcing here though. No, worth noting here, most German assault troops have they were formed because they're mostly done on an ad hoc basis, were not necessarily equipped with MP40s, as they didn't have enough to actually do that. So they're more likely been equipped with like captured submachine guns, typically the PPS-841 or the converted version, that would have been the MP41R. So, fun fact there. There could also have been like captured submachine guns from like, just other nations, like, Austrian submachine guns, Danish submachine guns, active source service. So on there, so little fun side note there. Forcing healing, Meiji on the way there, so yeah. Prabuty can get out of tank here faster than Ausar, and again, it could force us to, like, go for Stuke here. They're more likely it's going to hold up for a Panther IV. They also have Bazooka teams slightly for Prabuty. Probably to help deal with the armored car, but also in the case, that he's maybe, not quite gotten the right grip on terms of fuel, and his opponent hits him with the tank faster than he's ready for, he will have the bazooka team ready as, sort of those snot biscuits, emergency stopgap. West side again being attempted here by Ausar. In the center, we've got the 5th cal holding up here with that artillery fire or a larger assault here. Oh, there we go. Looks like Prabuty does not take the chance, it just disengages. And in the east side there again, the main assault from Prabuty is once more being deployed. We also got a Sherman falling up here for Prabuty and the 2nd Infantry. Stuttgart is hunting in the center there. More infantry around the west. 2-2 fixed up once more. Stormtrooper hanging close to the car. We got 4 kills, close to veteran to 1. Which gives an extra nice bit of self-healing. Sherman halfway done. Stormtrooper close there again. Great use of the ambush ability to get close to the enemy infantry. And once more pops hold fire. That way you can make sure they don't get away the positions until he wants them to. Very sharp play there. It does of course require a fair amount of micromanage to get to where it. Of course in this case still get spotted because there's an active in time, but you can still sprint in there and get up close, and there you go. Need to get a bit more close. Kind of a bit thing with MP40 troops, like they need to get really close to do this amount of damage they do, and sometimes the squad spreads out in such a manner you don't get damaging uniformly, which is a real pain in the posterior. Going straight here for the carve point, looking to deny the Americans some fuel. Thumbs up there to Ausar. To camp our way now, go for the Panther 4 and absolutely shoot. There we go. Panzerkampfwagen fuel there for Ausar and the Panzerlehr Panzer Division. So named because it was formed up from training and instructional cadres from a variety of training units across Germany. In fact, it was also say the final development is something the German army had already been doing for quite some time, which basically was occasionally the way the German army updated, it's updated its curriculum was by sending out the instructors and the teachers and all that to front line to form up special units known as Lehrbataljonen. To that way, get French experience to then teach back at home, and the Panzerlehr was effectively just that turned into a full Panzer division, as frontline, emergency elite battalion. So, fun fact there about the Panzerlehr. Going to the Sherman, Pack 40 moving in, Panther almost done here for Ausar. Mortar fire landing in there. There you go, Panther for Ausar. West side there stood waiting up with the Grenadiers here by the sandbag fortress there, by the west of the fuel point. Panther drawing at the center. Got the 2 bazooka teams here. Grenadiers drawing the far away there, allowing the Panther to get close there. Mortar got the Stormtroopers ready to assist. Major close being rubbed out here. And down he goes. All the bazookas lost down the Major's team. An excellent kill there for Ausar. North Grenadiers right with the Stuart Light Tank. They do get off a Panther Faust here. In the center, Stormtrooper Fortress, the Panther 4 absolutely blast the Rival Squad there into a nothingness. East side here going to come up with some victory point on the fuel point. Panther 4 they're holding back, pin them up, machine they're almost done. Seizing the center for the Stormtroopers and back here, reinforcing healing. Nothing further happening there for Ausar. I mentioned we're seeing either a tank destroyer here from Prabuty or another Sherman. Both obviously have their merits here versus Ausar. Both have their merits. Grab the eastern point with the Grenadiers. Panther going up there, engaged in the mortar, and takes it half the mortar through. And wipes it. Sherman rushing forward to the shot, bounce off the Panther 4's 80mm of frontal armor. The Bazooka team flying away, they get a few shots through. Storms the rushing it, going to clear out the mortar again, maybe run off with it. That's going to be a bit awkward here for Prabuty, and falls a bit short. Grenadiers was the Rival Squad. Again, their brown light machine guns deploying an intense amount of firepower against their Ausar's Grenadiers. Sorry about the hiccup. Head going eastwards against Rival Squads. Worth noting, it was only the hull that actually had 80mm of frontal armor. The turret itself only had 50mm of frontal armor there at the front. So it was a bit weaker there. Obviously, the profile was a bit smaller. 50 other ground western point. And he's reinforcing here. We'll have to see what Ausar goes for next. Maybe another Panther 4. Could go for the Stuk. He could also try for an Osvan now, just to sort of murder Ausar's or Prabuty's infantry a bit more efficient. There you go, again closing in there. Very solid use of the ambush camouflage and the ability to at least be a bit briefly invisible after the exit. So that way you get close and just deliver a lot of efficient firepower at close ranges. I mean, thumbs up there to Ausar. There's some solid Stormtrooper usage. Solid. But yeah, no sign of armor, so definitely looking like a M36 second tank right here for Prabuty versus Ausar's Panzerwaffe. Perhaps he's just concerned about, German heavier armor. He just, wants to make use of its longer range. That way, deal with the Panzers from a safer distance. Which, is a very understandable concern to have and desire. So yeah, there we go. M36 second tanks right there for Prabuty, based off the Sherman chassis as well. That's a fun fact. We haven't seen much else out of the commander here besides some sandbags, mines, and the light machines. We haven't seen the mortar half-track. We haven't seen the target artillery barrage. We've certainly never seen the priest. At the moment, with the way Ausar's playing, the priest would certainly have a slightly tougher time gaining leverage. But there we go. We do get the Stuke 3G here for Ausar. Some anti-tank support, of course, light infantry support there for his armour. Light anti-infantry support there, not infantry support. Slight mess up there. But me and the West side got to bring up. They got 5th there. Firing right into them. Their heavy cover certainly won't do any good at that angle. German forts here for Prabuty, Freedom and Democracy. Getting the armoured car there. Punches clean through there. Stuke almost on here for Ausar and Deutschland. Armoured car kaput. Good kill there for Prabuty. Pentafor's already at 1, by the way, 12 kills. Stormtroopers advancing there into a Hornet's Nest of light machine and fire, but even then they are forced with Ralph Court. They're in the ace level already here. That said, Ausar will be forced to pull back there in the face of so much firepower there. And there you go, Jackson arrives at the Pentafor, pursues the Sherman. No armor piercing round still, but the Jackson will certainly have the armor piercing shots. There we go. Pentafor there takes a series of fat hits there, pushing him down to 2/3 left health there. Another Pioneer squad here for Ausar, and there you go. Pentafor now heavily damaged. Stood moving in here. And so is the Stuke. Almost got the Sherman there with the 75mm with a Sturmkanone. Great hit from the Jackson and the Stuke. Punches clean through the frontal armor. Go back to the Stuke. Der Sturmgeschütze 3 Ausführung G. Worth noting while the Stuke is in game percentage having less frontal armor than the Panther, technically it probably had more effective armor. It's actually slightly float frontal armor. But also, crucially, didn't have the church effect and had fewer weak spots as well. On top of just being, harder to hit. So, little fun fact there about the Stug. Little fun fact there. Panther fixed up, almost got the Schützen ready. West side here, we got the 5th kill still dug in. I mean, if we were to go for like a deep flank, you could definitely leave Prabuty feeling a bit awkward. East side there, another move here. Panther moving to engage, shoots and obliterates Lewis. Ace Lieutenant here was the Panther 4, which is now Vetty 2, got the Schützen up. Jackson with them moving in, and there go direct hit on the Panther 4, easily clearing through the armor there with its 90mm gun. Closing the Veterans 1 on it though, which does for the 8-trip round, which definitely provide a nice boost to the Jackson here versus enemy armor. Brass Court narrowly avoiding a white pit, and we got the Stormtroopers now at the ace level using tactical rounds there. Thumbs up to Ausar. Very powerful ability when used correctly, though, of course, used incorrectly can actually cost you the Stormtroopers very rapidly. So it's definitely a skill-intensive ability in some regards, but again, used correctly can absolutely just wreak havoc on your opponent. Sherman 40, 5 kills, half age veteran 2. Sturmgeschütz 3, Ausführung G, effectsbereit, closing in veterans 1. Mortar still out of here for Prabuty, Freedom and Democracy. Panther was fixed up here. Ausar could go for another Stuke, go for another Ostspin, or you could go 8-4, Ostspin, go say for a Panther 4. There's also option D, which is, he just pops breakthrough and goes in the offense here versus Prabuty, though that one definitely be a bit out of left field currently. Mines down here from Ausar though, thumbs up. Prabuty definitely want more armor. Another tank destroyer, and there you go, get the Sherman, pushing down to half health already. Close to and there you go, Jackson getting the Panther 4, good shot there. Pack shoots, misses. Jackson shoots, but this time does miss here. Ausar's Panzerkampfwagen 4. You can't go for the second one now, or you could also just go for the Stuke. As for Prabuty, he's got the fuel for each Stuke, but short to the man. Oh, Sherman, I mean, and short on the manpower for it. Bit more to go there for a Jackson tank destroying both manpower and fuel. Ralph got out in the opening, easy targets for the Gundis, but also the Panther 4 here. And even the Stuke there, it's dependent on the MD-42. It's definitely giving Prabuty's men some trouble. They're surviving the west side. We finally got some action. He honestly could, I think, grab more points and, threaten to get up behind Ausar. Hit his golf one there. Stuart there, standing up the Panther 4. Great shot there for Prabuty. Stuart there also getting some damage. In fact, it's very close to Vetty 2, but it's also forced to disengage in the face of Prabuty's fierce and dangerous resistance. Here we got bazookas on the Pioneers now. On the west side here, Glennis bring about the Ralph squad there, caught up in the American or German advance here. A lot of manpower investments here for Prabuty as he's reinforcing and replace losses. And we got a fresh Panther 40 of Ausar, pushing up to 2 Panther Force on a Stuk here versus Prabuty. So where will this go next? We got Fiend 33 versus Fiend 35. Victory points wise, it's pretty close. Resource wise, Prabuty definitely also has some options, but can he leverage those options? Got Lieutenant here versus the Grenadiers. And we got the Thompson, the Brown Light Machine, and they've even got a Biter to them. Thumbs up there to Prabuty. So many players will go for the Brown Light Machine and then not add up BAR, but I think he's basically upgraded both the Brown Light Machine and the Bar to most of his infantry there, so that's good for him. Less good for Ausar's infantry, and their continued welfare. But there you go, pretty much got his entire armoured fleet repaired here. Jackson stood crewed up. Of course, need to get the Sherman going as well here. There we go. And he has the resources for, like, you know, pretty much almost everything except for Jackson. He's very close to being called another Jackson. Of course, the question, does he want to go for another Jackson versus what Ausar currently has, or does he want another Sherman? There's arguments, I think, for both here versus Ausar, though. There are arguments for both. That said, the Jacksons could struggle a bit more versus the possibility like a breakthrough assault here by Ausar, with the, you know, Panther Forces Stukes buffed by it. We'll have to see. And there you go, do get the breakthrough before Ausar has a chance going armor. And there you go, rushing straight at Veggie 2 on the Stuk there, Panther engaging here, and there you go, they get a movement speed buff and rate of fire buff. So that's pretty dangerous here for Prabuty's armor. And there you go, the Blitzkrieg is on the move here. There we go. The Sherman's getting absolutely pelted here by Ausar's Panzerwaffe. The Panther Force taking a few hits here, but the shots keep flying here at Prabuty. Sherman gets knocked out as well there as the armored fist of the Third Reich smashes through Prabuty's face. His armored fleet is on fire, and there we go. Got the Jacksons well here. The power of breakthrough, ladies and gentlemen. Just Prabuty lost his Stuart, his Sherman, and the Jackson, and Ausar in comparison just lost the Panzer IV. Sure, it was better hit too, but I mean, I'm fairly certain he came out ahead on this engagement. That was glorious. And definitely leaves Ausar of Prabuty, I mean, much worse for wear, but Ausar looking much stronger here versus Prabuty and the Americans. We also got booby traps here by from Ausar. Thumbs up to that. Fixing up the Stuk, which is near ace level already. Seizing the center of the Grenadier. Oh, this main west was there. So, got another Jackson there for Prabuty. That said, he definitely needs to be more careful because, like, you know, theoretically, Ausar could just, like, make another breakthrough push, at which point the Jackson's going to crumple pretty aggressively. And there you go, nice stormtrooper ambush here. The MP-40 attack advance is just shredding Prabuty's infantry. They were not ready for that. Goddamn crouch using camouflage. Get out here and fight like men. Jackson out there for Prabuty. Also, fun fact, the Americans did do experiments with camouflage on the Western Front, but they had to quickly drop it because their men were so used to the Germans only using it, so when they started using their own men, they'd come under fire from other troops because they thought they'd be Germans. Pan 14's been heavy, and there you go, another breakthrough push. Deutschland forwards. But they keep missing now. Still, the Jackson taking some damage already here. There we go. Vetchny feeling the Stuk. And there we go. Jackson is kaput. A stinging blow here to Prabuty. As Ausar strikes forward for Deutschland. And there you go. Almost got the ambulance. Panther getting it to Stuk with a damaged engine. But at ace level breakthrough, it's still going like fairly fast. It's still working somehow. Meanwhile, the Panther Force just slipping away, leaving the Stuk behind. Pioneers move out in the southeast, but yeah, that was a pretty walloping blow here to Prabuty. Like, he's just lost all of his armor, and he's lost his ambulance now. And while he may get the Stuk, I think it's going to be pretty tough for Prabuty at this point to bounce back from all these casualties. We've got a Panzer Grenadier squad here for Ausar. He still has his Panther IV there alive. Victory points wise, Ausar's all time to pull ahead of Prabuty. I'd say this is a pretty good, like, you know, showcase of breakthrough in its power. So thumbs up there to Ausar. And of course the Stormtroopers. They've definitely also done some heavy lifting here for Ausar versus Prabuty. Up northwest here we got Prabuty with another infantry push. Got the Grenadiers opening with an ambush here from inside the small crater there. That said, I think it's safe to say they're just absolutely outgunned and outnumbered here, so while they might get in a few kills, they're going to take many more heavy losses. It doesn't retreat soon here. Although we do get some more gunnies running, I don't think it's enough here to save Ausar's beleaguered grenadiers here in the face of Prabuty's olive green assault in the southeast. We've got Stormtroop battalions there. 22 kills, 50 are wiped. Another complication here for Prabuty and the 2nd Infantry. We've got fuel cache here for Ausar. Is he planning tier 4 or is he just thinking, you know what, I can get away with a fuel cache? Panzer going to be moving out there, adding ambush camouflage to them as well. Thumbs up. Thumbs up. Returning charging the grenadiers there, back up the Ralph squad, pushing them back. Pan forward to the rescue here, at least attempted rescue. Then these them the stormtroopers. Panzer grenadier pushing forwards here, assisting the Panzer IV. One for ramming here for Prabuty to try and save the Western victory point from the Germans. The Panzers are definitely taking a pretty hefty beating here, and they do in fact get wiped. A bit painful there for Ausar, but at this point he just needs to replace them anyway, so may not be quite the blow there Prabuty might have hoped for. I think he may actually have popped out at this point. There we go. GG, game over. A loss here for Prabuty, a victory for Ausar, a victory for the Encirclement commander there, and some really nice Blitzkrieg tactics here from Ausar. I mean, Prabuty definitely had a good start, but wasn't quite able to, I think, leverage it fully well there. Could have laid down some more mines at some point, he just kind of forgot about it. But also tactically, I feel like he got a bit too, relaxed with how he attacked. He didn't try to look for new paths, tried to surprise Ausar, which gave Ausar a better ability to survive. And then, of course, Ausar made great use of breakthroughs, like just launch these rapid assaults, which just completely overwhelmed Prabuty's ability to react. So, well played there by Ausar. Hope you enjoyed this match. I learned something from it. If you did, subscribe, like, share, comment, consider supporting the Propagandacast via PayPal or Patreon. Links in the description. This is Imperial Links. Cheers, and see you all tomorrow for our last episode. Bye.